Alright guys, Mugello track guide and Hotlap. If you want to watch the lap on its own, then that'll be at the end of the video, so you can skip ahead. But let's do the track guide. Alright, coming up to turn 1, you want to brake past the 100 board. I'd call it like 70 to 75 meters where you want to brake. It's like a significant bit after the 100 board, so braking after the 100 board, you do not have to get fully on the brakes because you want to turn right at the same time, and if you get fully on the brakes you probably won't be able to turn. You want to stay close to the inside. You could follow it all the way to the inside, but in my lap I run a little bit out to the left, but you definitely want to come back to the right as soon as you can for the next corner. Coming into turn 2, small lift, go over the inside curb, stay on the throttle quite a lot and stay in 3rd gear until you get to the entry for turn 3. Shift quite early into 4th gear, get on that inside curb, and the corner should be flat out if you've taken it correctly. Sometimes it might not be flat, you might run off into the gravel if you take it flat, so you don't have to try and keep your foot in it, but you should aim to eventually try and take it flat. Alright, turn 4, this one is a bit difficult for some. Just a little bit on the brakes, cut over that inside curb just a bit. Make sure you're in 4th gear. I see a lot of people take this in 3rd gear, but you want to be in 4th gear. Just make sure you're getting all the use out of that inside curb and then run out onto that red curb on the exit. A lot of the corners on this track, there's not a lot of references or markings, so you kind of just have to eyeball it and then kind of build up some muscle memory. The best kind of marker I could give for turn 6 is just look to where the apex should be and then try and find the curb, and once you can see the curb quite well is about when you want to start turning in. Coming up to turn 6, gently on the brakes, cut over that inside curb. If you've taken turn 6 right, turn 7 should be flat. You want to get all over that inside curb so you can take it flat. If you're not on that inside curb, you're probably going to have to lift halfway through the corner. Coming up to turn 8, it's also flat around here. Try and make sure you're as smooth with the wheel as possible through here so you do not screw up speed. And the same thing for turn 9. And get on the inside curb on turn 9 because you want to shorten the track for yourself. Turn 10 is definitely another difficult one for trying to figure out where your markings are. I wait until I'm on the curb for a bit, and once I feel like I've been on the left curb for enough, then I start to dab the brakes and turn in, and make sure you make the use of that inside curb on the right. And again, turn 11 should be flat if you've taken the previous corner correct. Just make sure you're on that inside curb and you run out onto that red curb on the exit. Make sure you've shifted to 4th gear before the start of the corner as well. And coming up to turn 12, this is again another difficult one that doesn't really have any markings. So if you need any help with this, then try braking around the point where I start to brake. Stay on this left curb, then once you feel like you can see the corner enough, same thing as turn 6, you can start to turn in. You want to stay quite tight with the right, so maybe steer a bit more or just modulate the throttle a bit because you don't want to run out wide. Coming up to turn 13 and 14, flat out, stay on the inside curb, stay on the inside curb to turn 14 as well, and just drive to the final corner, turn 15. Start to turn in by the 50-meter board, not fully on the brakes, just trail the brakes slightly throughout the corner. Once you're done braking, you should pretty much be able to get flat out on the throttle straight away. And that is the track guide, so if you have any other questions, then leave me a comment and I'll probably be sure to reply to it. Here is the setup. Before I show you the setup, you can also just download it in the description, so if you want to do that, then you can do that as well. So 19 PSI on the left and 20 on the right. I've never had to change this when this was on LFM before, so this should be the golden PSIs. For fuel, you want 19 for the race, that'll be just enough to finish the race, and 10 for quali. Always have TC off and ABS on. And then feel free to copy everything in the alignment and the dampers and suspension and whatever. So you might want to pause the video to copy it. Alright, and so before we get into the hot lap, I just want to say thank you to all of the channel members for supporting these kinds of videos, for supporting all the free setups and whatever. I don't really make any money from this, so it gives me a reason to do it. If you want to be a channel member, it is just £1, so if I've given you £1 worth of knowledge or advice or value, then you can support me in that way. Thank you for watching, and here is the hot lap. Alright, thank you very much for watching guys, and I'll see you all later.